selling my products.
And what is your name?
My name is Flora McLean.
And what is your product?
I have many products, mainly hats, visors, sunglasses, cuffs, and earrings.
Yeah. And what do you think about color
Colour?
in your work?
I use a lot of very bright colours. I use colour. But this season I've used lots of black, even though it's summer. So I was quite surprised about it. Maybe because the weather's been so bad.
And what is your opinion about this edition of Design Festival?
It's the first time I've done this particular show. But it's been very exciting. Nice people. Very creative. Very interesting. Very...
Hello, I'm Gabriella Ingram and I'm a handbag designer.
And what are you doing? What is your project?
The project is I work in a lot of different fabrics, so I use metal etched fabrics, the acrylic and the natural mineral stone, which is 3D mill.
And what is your relationship with the color and material?
With the acrylic, I was using a lot more colour, with the bright yellows and the sweeter colours. But with the metal, I quite like it just being natural, metallic.
What is your personal color family?
Yellow.
Hello, my name is Adrian Drago and I've designed these lamps, and they're made from recycled bottle tops. Each one has 200 milk bottle tops in them, and threaded through they have 240 LED light emitting diodes strung through like string, and they emit light, and they're very low wattage, so they use very little energy, and they're cool to the touch. They don't get hot, they're waterproof, and they're beautiful, I think. I hope.
Yeah. And in your work, you start from an idea of the color, or the color come after the material and the idea?
Well, the colour is restricted to the type of bottle tops I can get, so these are very rare, so I don't use many of them. These are the most common ones. This is no fat milk, and this is half fat milk, and the blue ones are full fat milk. So most commonly people use half fat milk, so I get millions and millions of green ones. But I don't get so many of the others, you know. So it depends how many I get. And also when I make them, I just make them according to the patterns I like, you know.
And what is the color you prefer?
I think I like the mixes. Like there's one over here which is quite stronger. You know, it's one I made recently, and I quite like it. It's slightly different from the others.
Thank you.
I was the co-founder of Oggi Milano over 2 years ago. It's myself and Rory Dodd from Designers Block, who organised the whole show. I made a Windsor chair, and I then decided I need to know more about proper green woodworking. So I met Gudrun, who's over there, who's the owner of Clifford Wood, and I went on one of her chair making courses and learned how to make chairs. Then decided it was really good, so went back again with 9 friends, all of us designers. That was in 2010. We got a lot of interest in what we were doing. Everybody wanted to see the chairs. So this year, Rory and I put another group together of designers, and we went back to Gudrun's again. And what you see here is the result of that.
And what is in your work the position about color and material?
About
Relation, color and material.
Well, I'm very interested in colour, but it hasn't really that interest hasn't found its way into the Bodging project, because really we're working with very natural materials and we're not adding colour in any way. These are just natural ash, no colour, no varnish, no finish on it, so it's very pale. So not really, this project really is not about colour.
It's natural.
It's natural colour.
The color of the material.
The colour of the material. And so going on to the materials, really we're working with what's available in the wood, and it's an ash wood in Herefordshire, up in the Midlands, and we're really just working with the materials that we find there. Some of it is just, the trees are just felled the day before or the week before, and it's got this lovely pale quality.
The technology is very primitive technology.
It is, yes. No electricity, no power tools, just working with old-fashioned hand tools as the so-called bodgers.
This is a real auto production.
Piacere, sono Avi Aloni, faccio parte di questo studio. Io sono un progettista e quello che vedete qua è praticamente un progetto in cui abbiamo trovato queste bottiglie di vetro dietro allo studio. Queste bottiglie sono state tagliate e calorate, come vedete qua, e praticamente abbiamo una macchina, un CNC macchina, con cui abbiamo fatto questa lampada da tavolo, quella lì, è praticamente fatta da legno, pezzi di legno che abbiamo trovato nel cestino, e quindi abbiamo giocato un po' con le bottiglie e il risultato è questo qua. Noi facciamo diversi tipi di progetti, facciamo disegno degli interni, prodotti, mostre, e il nostro studio si trova a Londra. Potete trovare tutto l'informazione sul nostro sito che si chiama thegross.co.uk. È tutto lì.
Thank you.
Grazie.
I'm Piers Roberts and I'm one of the founders and directors of Designers Block. Welcome to our 15th anniversary show in London, which is a celebration of ideas and exciting talent, exciting objects, exciting thoughts. And it's held here on the South Bank Centre in London, which is the world-famous cultural centre. We have around about 100 different designers from a dozen or more countries showcasing their work here, and it's part of the Design Festival in London. They're celebrating their 10th anniversary. We're at number 15, which shows that we really are the pioneers of this sort of thing. And it was very much Milan that was the inspiration for us, and it was where we really understood that there was a new generation of people emerging in the 90s on the back of the economic recession, on the back of manufacturing disappearing out of Europe, and with a new lot of people wanting to do their own things. The only way they could do that was to do it for themselves. And what we've seen over that whole period is the emergence of smarter approaches and more involvement with people developing great things. That's what we're here to celebrate, that's what we're here to showcase and encourage. And the event does act as a sort of real sort of driver of projects to reach the point where they can be shown at this time in the year. So we're here to encourage and foster this generation, this approach, and we're also here to see how creativity has become such a crucial element to where we understand future economies to be going, where we understand and how we understand we need to behave within a world that is now understood to be more fluid, more dynamic, more subject to change, and probably more subject to the old certainties of life falling apart. So where are we going to find hope within that? I think design for me was of appeal because it was about saying, if you don't like something, understand it and provide an alternative. That's what design is there to do. So we see it as a really optimistic way of exploring some of the challenges that we now have and coming up with something better, braver, more fun, more exciting, more engaging, more collaborative. And what we find is that when we show this to people, they love it.
Thank you so much. But I see that now you are also a financial division. What is it?
Well, we a little bit tongue-in-cheek. We are at the South Bank. We are seeing certain problems with the financial system at the moment. We may need new currencies. We may need to reevaluate how we measure and assess the roles we play, the relationships we play, the value we place upon things. And in fact, this particular project that we're looking at here, the chair that I'm sitting on, is called Bodging Milano. And it came about because when the financial crisis happened in 2008, we thought, wouldn't it be interesting to send a load of designers off to the woods with no electricity, no power, no access to Wi-Fi, and say, what are you going to do? So we worked with this fabulous lady, Gudrun, who is here with us now, who has all the experience of working with these techniques, and said, what can you do? And the response to it has been fabulous. So we don't think design becomes useless just because some of the other facilities around us fail. We just think they'll learn to adapt and offer something to the condition that we find ourselves in. So again, it's design as a sort of hopeful thing, something that's joyful, something that's positive, at a time when I think if we're not a little bit scared and a little bit worried, then we're a little bit foolish.
Okay, and what is the color that Designer Block prefers?
Well, one of the joys of Designer's Block for me is that every year we've come up with a new logo. We've come up with a new visual image for what we do. Orally, Designer's Block remains the same, and it has obviously a number of layers to it and meaning. But from a colour point of view, we've changed. So this year I think we have a mixture of pink and a lovely sort of turquoise, and pattern again comes in. It's partly because my graphic designer loves the foils, that we've got foils all over everything. So that's always been there as well. But I mean, ultimately there's so much information out there, and most of it's really dull. And we think it can be really exciting. So here we are, these are our colours of the year. This is how they're looking. But each year we'll kind of come up with something new again. Maybe we're just not satisfied with anything that he's done so far, but we go back to him every year, so you can't be